Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a quick video. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. And in today's video, I'm gonna talk about a trick that Santander is pulling right now that you got to be aware of. And just if you're in the Santander situation, and this might be something that you're going through, other than all the other stuff that we've talked about with the multi-state settlement. Um, if you had a debt with Santander and you filed bankruptcy, like some people have filed bankruptcy and they still had the vehicle. They still had the vehicle. Some people did not file bankruptcy. They still had the vehicle and their debt was sold to a debt collector. Now, let me tell you the rules on when they sell debt or when they put it with a debt collector, and the reason why when you could have a vehicle with Santander and you missed payments, they repossessed it, you paid and got the car back, and you looked on your credit report and it said that you had a charge off on the auto loan. Let me tell you why they do that. They do it so they can go after you as a debt collector. You'll notice that when you get the calls, that Santander had their own department that was collecting debt. But the not to go into the legalities of that, because that's technically illegal for them to be the lender and a debt collection company. You can have a loss prevention department to try to work out stuff with customers, but not like a debt collection company. And there has been lawsuits filed and won against Santander for doing that. But what they were doing is so they can go after you extremely hard, is that they had a debt collection department. But when they did that, they actually, the only way you can do that is to uncollateralize the loan of the vehicle. That means that they can do whatever they want with that debt. They can sell it to another debt collector. They can do whatever they want, and then they'll just try to collect the vehicle. This was their way of saying, okay, we can uncollateralize the vehicle, sell it off to a debt collector, or we can try to collect as much money as we can. We get the vehicle and then we resell it at auction, and all that together, we're still making money because they've already made money. If you paid the vehicle for a couple of years, they've already killed you on the amount of the vehicle that on your payments that you paid to them. So they were doing that. So now this is what happened. I just got some information from a client that or YouTuber that I sent back an email on. And what happened was he had a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The vehicle and Santander was included in the bankruptcy. Now, normally, what they would do is they would come and pick up the vehicle unless you reclaim it. That means that you take that out of the bankruptcy matrix and you're going to continue making payments on that car. But he said that the car, it was included in the bankruptcy, which is, I don't know how the attorney did that, or maybe they just didn't understand when they were putting that in the matrix. But it was included in the bankruptcy. So on his Chapter 7 bankruptcy, Santander was listed on there, from what I understand in the email. So now the debt was sold to a debt collector that's trying to come after him for the money. This is an easy one. All he has to do is write a letter notifying the debt collector that they're trying to collect the debt that was included in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. This is against the law for them to even attempt to collect that debt. If they don't stop or don't send you a letter saying that they're going to stop, all you have to do is send that, notify the trustee, and the trustee will contact them and they will have a fine. They can get into all types of trouble because once you file that Chapter 7 bankruptcy and it's discharged, all of that debt is gone, regardless of if there was some type of mistake with the paperwork on the way it was filed that included Santander. That's up to Santander to get that corrected before the bankruptcy was discharged. Now, let's just say that you did not file bankruptcy and a debt collector is trying to come after you for the vehicle and you still had the vehicle. Uh, you can notify them that you believe that your debt was included in the multi-state settlement. Let them decide on if they're going to let that go or not. Don't you make any prejudgment on that. And you can see if they what they will potentially do is send that debt back to Santander. That has been happening for some loans. From what I've heard from different debt collectors that we've dealt with, is that they have batches of names of debts that Santander recalled back that they're supposed to give back. But we know how debt collectors could be, and that what some of them might end up doing is, making a mistake and still attempting to collect a debt on someone that is not supposed to be collected on. So so what you would do is you would just notify them, and then potentially they could say, yes, we're not going to come after you for this debt. They paid pennies on the dollar anyway. They may not even send it back to Santander. They might just try to file a full 1099-C debt cancellation claim, and then you'll deal with it with your taxes. Now, with all of that said and done, it still leaves an issue with getting the title. Even if they never come get the car, even if um, you you get the debt sent back to Santander, it still leaves you with the problem of getting a clear title, because Santander ultimately has their name on that title. Uh, I'm going to do more research on how to get that release done. If anyone here on YouTube has done it where they've gotten the release from Santander, uh, without paying them any money, please post that for people to know about. But from every client that we've dealt with, or YouTuber that took our information, or YouTuber that just did work on their own, the way that they ended up getting their title was by doing a settlement with Santander on the outstanding balance, and they kept their car. Now, if you've lost the car and they're coming after you for it, you still use those same strategies, but you just don't have the issue of worrying about the title. So I would like for everyone to please subscribe to the channel. Please ask your questions and your comments. If you need help with your credit, please visit thecreditrepairshop.com. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the number 3 scores.com. Those links are right here. We also have our debt validation and cease and desist letters. Those links are below here, below this video. Use those to stop debt collectors from coming after you. Thanks again.